Hey, we're back. Hello. I don't know what happened. Let me see. Here we go. I'm back. Talking Tesla Q1 earnings. So I don't know what happened there. Something weird went wrong. I'm not entirely sure. Up to it here. Having issues with the connection. Okay, so we're back. Hello, everyone. Where was I? We need Elon on. Hello, everybody. Thank you for dropping over again to this rant. Over here on Transport Evolved Take 2. I hope that you are enjoying this because I'm having a lovely time. Let me just pop the chat out and then I can see what everyone's saying. The i3 review, yeah. So the reason why we did the i3 review is because the i3, obviously, it's our job to do positive and negative at the same time so people can make all of the correct decisions. And Alex has sent me a message on Facebook. Oh, let me go over to Facebook just to see what Alex has just said because, let me see. If you want, yes, maybe, yes. Yes. Let's see how the morning goes. I have to film around noon, so I'm gonna have to finish in a minute. So long and the short of it is, Tesla goes on this, Tesla has this earning call, Elon Musk's there, and he stops answering questions from the very people that the call is designed for. And starts answering questions from a YouTuber who essentially lobbied with other fanboys to get into the conference call so that he could ask Elon questions, which, frankly, I have to be careful on this because I understand that somebody here, quite a few people here are probably going to go, yeah, you're just bitter. You're just jealous that you weren't there. Actually, no. I'm frustrated by the special treatment, okay? By having somebody on, by having a fan on, and answering 20 questions, I think, was it? Crazy number of questions. Like a crazy number of questions. From a YouTuber who, by the way, also invests in Tesla. Where's the bias now? Sorry, I nearly had a stutter there. It's not particularly fair, and it's not particularly unbiased by putting a Tesla fanboy who has a YouTube channel, who is an investor, onto an earnings call so that they can take questions from him rather than the industry analysts and experts that the call is designed for. Sorry, I dropped an F-bomb. It's not appropriate. It's not appropriate. And we can sit here and we go, oh, it's just Elon being Elon, don't worry. Well, yeah, I'm worried because if Elon continues to behave like that, we're going to have another Trump situation on our hands, right? And I mean, he ended up calling the CEO of Mercedes-Benz, saying, well, he didn't study physics. I studied physics. I know what I'm talking about. He doesn't. Mercedes-Benz is a very big company. Mercedes-Benz has lots of engineers. It's extremely arrogant to dismiss your competitors. More importantly, competitors that you used to work with, who used to have a shareholding in your company. It's crazy. So here's, I think, what people need to do. If you are a Tesla shareholder and you're like me going, I don't think this is a a smart move, then maybe go to the shareholder meeting. But I think yesterday became the watershed moment when we've got to start being honest about how Musk is behaving. We need to start being honest about some of the challenges that lay ahead for Tesla. Tesla has consistently missed all of its targets. Consistently missed all of its targets. I love the Tesla Model 3, okay? It's not a secret anymore, okay? I have been busy working on, I think what will be the best video that we have ever made on our channel, okay? Of the Tesla Model 3. Tesla didn't give me a car. Tesla never gives me a car. Tesla doesn't give anyone a car. And I mean, again, that's back to the favoritism. You don't get a Tesla to review unless you are a reservation holder or you're an existing owner. Or you're a massive news outlet that hasn't ever said anything horrible to Tesla. So we've got a Model 3 review in the cutting room right now. It's going to be freaking fantastic. I'm going to love it. It's going to be awesome. All right, I'm just going to read a couple of comments in a second. I just want to stop my train of thought, continue my train of thought. We need to hold these companies accountable, basically. All of them. I love Tesla products, but the way Tesla is being run, the way Elon is behaving is not okay. Are you sure you've been as much as critical as Tesla as of Nissan, when lack of electric battery cooling was known since unveiling, but you commented only at Rapidgate? That is not true. I have said several times in the interim period, is this going to cause a problem? This is not good. Are you sure, Nissan? And actually, when I was at the launch in Japan, I hammered it in to the engineers and they weren't listening. They weren't willing to engage. And I think I may have even mentioned it in the review. It may have ended up on the cutting room floor. But, okay. Give me a car and I'll list a problem. Any EV, I'll list a problem and a positive. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. He studied electrical engineering from 1971 to 1976 at the University of Karlsruhe and graduated as an engineer. And that's Dr. Zeitch. Is that the correct pronunciation? I'm not very good with German. Any thoughts? Any thoughts on doing an impromptu panel, an impromptu TE panel at BLFC? You know what? Sure, why don't we have a meetup at BLFC? Fine. It won't be a panel, but let's do a meetup. Let's go out or do food or something. One of the things that I'm working on at the moment, which I can do that. Oh, it's not showing. There you go. That's what I'm working on right now. I did see the report of the Model 3 teardown. And you know, I agree with a lot that was said. So yeah, I am Steve, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be working. I'm singing a character in the musical called Baz. I am playing Baz in the musical. There will be a live concert on the Saturday night. I think Run Definitely Run and the musical one weekend are going to be performed, not at the same time, but in the same concert. I have been really busy working on singing that. Look, challenge me on everything. I love it when people challenge me without calling me names. Absolutely. Will I post my performance? Well, I mean, if you'd like to see it, I don't know what that performance is going to be like. I maybe. I'm also doing a panel on singing, which hasn't happened yet because where is it? Let's go. Let's see if they've actually published the schedule. The schedule is still not up yet. Let's look. Panels. No panels. I'm doing a panel on singing, and we're going off at the moment right down into the rabbit hole, or maybe in my case, the dog hole. That sounds disgusting. Border collie shaped diversion. Right, Nate? I've got my real border collie down there. Anyway. So where was I? Yes, right, okay. Give me a car company. Give me a car company that makes an EV, and I'll tell you something positive and something negative. Do it. All right, Renault. Okay. The Renault Zoe is a fantastic car. It's got one of the best long ranges. And it's a very good car for Europe, very well targeted in its market. Renault did a really good job making and building a car that people will want. Specifically with the Zoe, is that the trim is very plasticky. It's got this cheap car feel, which is a shame because it's not a cheap car. It's a lovely car. It's got this cheap car feel. And Renault's customer service is not the best. So those are my two criticisms of the Zoe. Let's talk about the Twizy. The Twizy is amazing. I love the Twizy. Oh my God, I miss my Twizy so much. The Twizy can go around corners at full speed, not have any issues, but the charging unit sits right underneath the car, and if you drive that in Europe, you're going to get mud and dust and crap in there, and I've actually killed a couple of chargers by driving my Renault Twizy enthusiastically out of the city. All right, so all right, C-Max. Oh, C-Max Ford plug-in hybrid. Wow, I like where you're going with this. All right, C-Max Ford plug-in hybrid. Plenty of headroom, very convenient, very conventional driving experience. It's a lovely car. It's got that very Ford brand identity. It's very similar in a lot of ways to the conventional gasoline models, but here are the issues. The battery pack impinges into the load bay. The load bay is higher than it would be in, say, any other vehicle. And it's a fantastic car, but it just has limited luggage. It also has the problem if you floor it, the engine comes on, which means you're never able to 100% drive it in electric mode. Hyundai. Okay, so we're going to talk about Hyundai. So the Ioniq, I've never driven the Ioniq, but from what I understand, it's very fuel efficient. It's got a great build quality, certainly from the static vehicles I've seen. But the challenge is production volume. They're not getting enough cars out. They're not making enough cars. All right. I love Citroen, but they don't have any EVs. Do you have anything positive about them? Well, they make the Citroen Berlingo Electric, which has got CHAdeMO DC quick charging and seems to be a very well-built car. So there we go. What about the Citroen Mirai EV? I don't know that. Yes. I mean, I know about it, but it's yeah. No. What about the Sinclair C5? All right. Sinclair C5 is a great way of getting you out of a car and using your body to exercise and commute. It's very lightweight, which means that you can, pick it up and carry it upstairs. Well, you can't carry it upstairs, but you can lift up the front end and put it in a storage space if you need to. The downsides are you're so low to the ground, it rattles like crazy. The button, the stop-go button, it's just a stop-go button. There's no speed control. Yeah, when you brake, only one of the rear brakes is activated. So when you brake, you have to be ready for that. So there you go. Those are my comments. Do you need a helmet for that? It's like a sidecar with a mind of its own. You don't need a helmet for a C5 unless you are under a certain age. All right, yeah, let's do it. Are we going to talk about the Japanese original, the European spec model? Are we going to talk about the US model? I guess they all have similar problems. So the iMEV, plenty of space inside, a very cute design, carried the S. It's built on the Keijidosa kind of specs, so it's small and cute, and it's got very narrow wheels, which makes it quite efficient. But then it's got that horrible big dome, which makes it less efficient. Obviously, it's based on a petrol car or a diesel car. I don't know how many of you know that, but it was based on a petrol model. So for a while, they made the I. There you go. Do I plan to hack my BMW i3 Rex? It's not mine. I'm not Kate. I'm going to say this again because it always confuses everybody. And I've stopped kind of saying it because I just kind of got bored saying it. All right. Are you ready? Paying attention. Pay attention. I'm Nikki. I'm married to Kate, but not Kate Walton Elliott, Kate Gordon, which is why we are now called Nikki Gordon Bloomfield and Kate Gordon Bloomfield, because you shared our names. Okay, we live in Portland, Oregon. I met Kate back in 2000 something, 1999, 2000. We started dating. We were friends for a long time. We started dating in 2003. And we've been together ever since. And then my best friend also happens to be called Kate, and she is also married to an American called Catherine. So there is Kate and Catherine, and then there's Nikki and Kate, and they are two different groups. Because it's a staff car. No, it doesn't actually technically belong to 10, but because she is part of I need some name tags. Maybe I need a badge. Someone needs to make a badge so I can wear to a convention. I don't have any of my badges with me. Darn it. Do I have any of them? I have to go and look now. No. I need a medallion or a badge that I can wear that will say, Nikki. But no, I think she will eventually. I think she probably already has modified it so she can do those other things. Yeah, it's funny because a lot of outlets do call cars staff cars. I mean, it was something that we picked up at Green Car Reports. They call their cars staff cars, even though they're personally owned by members of the team. And I mean, magazines do it in the UK, so maybe it's a nomenclature thing. In the UK, they'll call it Staff Car Saga. Magazines like Practical Classics. People will buy, the writers, the people who work on the magazine will own their own cars. There will be classic cars, and they'll write about them in the magazine, and then it becomes a staff car. So it's a vehicle that is owned privately, but is written or in our case, filmed regularly. So there we go. So that's the end of the Tesla rant. We've kind of gone off, veered off course quite dramatically in the last 20 minutes. How is Tesla charging around you? It's pretty good. There's a Tesla charging station just north of us in Vancouver, Washington. There's one out on the east side, and there's a couple on the south side. I have been looking at CMAX Energy and i3Rex, but would hack it to make it useful. So it was interesting. I think she may do a video on that. I'll have to ask her. She has already programmed it, but I think I might do a video. Might ask her to do a video on it. She's very busy with the house building and everything else, and unfortunately, she doesn't have all the gear that I do. All the gear is you know, this is one of our GoPros, and then this is the other GoPro, and it's going to be busy next week. What do I think of the second gen? What do I think of the second gen Volt? It's an all right little car. I actually quite liked it. I prefer the Bolt, but that's just personal preference. I mean, that's why we ended up doing the thing that we did. Veering off course is what makes the live chats fun. Well, I'm glad you think that, because people very often moan at me and say, that's the noise of people moaning at me. People moan because they don't like watching these live chats, but I'm glad that you guys do. It's pretty good. So next week, while we're on the subject, why not? Let's talk about it. Next week, I am not here. I am going to be driving from Portland. I'm going to leave on Tuesday, and I'm going to be driving to a convention in Nevada. And so I'm leaving on Tuesday in the morning, basically. I'm driving down I-5. I'm going to be stopping in Medford for a few minutes to drop something off. Be charging along the way. Because my friends are arriving from Florida on Wednesday in the afternoon, and I wanted to be there to pick them up at the airport. That's why I'm doing the driving out in 2 days. And I think coming back, I'm probably going to do one. Have I figured out what my estimated drive versus charging time will be for the trip? Well, okay, so driving is probably going to be about 12 hours, and charging is probably going to be about 6, if I can do it like that, unless I count the overnight, and then obviously it will be more. But I'm really looking forward to it. I've got people contacting me going, would you please take this thing for me? And could you take this thing for me? And could you take this thing for me? So I've got an increasingly large amount of stuff that I have to take. There's room in the car. So I will be live streaming along the trip. I'll probably live stream at the Rapid Chargers, and I will do that on the TE channel. Sorry, the TE Take 2 channel, which is this one. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do. At the moment, we've got about 1,000 subscribers, as opposed to the tens of thousands that we've got on the other channel. So, you know, how could someone be here who did not sub? Well, so that's interesting. I promote these on the main channel. So I basically put a link on the Transport Evolved channel going, hey, I'm doing a live stream on the Take 2. And Twitter as well is the other way of knowing that I'm here. At the moment, this channel doesn't make any money because monetization is not, we're not there yet. We've got to get, let's have a look, see how many more hours we've got to get. So I need to get another 3,000 hours of watching in the last 12 months in order for this channel to be deemed as advertisable because of the YouTube changes. So I'm working very hard on this channel and all my other channels, and then like, you know what? I'm going to do that. And it's kind of funny because I was singing along to One Weekend and trying to remember all my words. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll do a live chat when I get into the office. So that's what I did. I did a live chat now. So there we go. YouTube does have to make sure that I am not a terrorist. There we are. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Thanks for taking part. If you're watching this after the matter, then I hope that you are all happy. If you are coming to Reno, let me know. Maybe I'll post a thing on Twitter. I'm probably going to do like a breakfast or something, like come and have breakfast with me thing. That way, if there are people who are not part-time animals, that would work. So until then, thanks for watching. Keep evolving.